Hi everyone, welcome to Our Take with Cora and Ty, where we do reviews of movie and television. So today we're going to do a very quick review of The Linesisters, starring LeToya Luckett, Sidora, Kierra Sheard, Taronda Jones, and Morgan Alexandria. This is a movie that is on Lifetime. I believe it premiered on Friday, maybe? But it should be playing right now. But please note that there may be some spoilers in this review, so just keep that in mind. If you don't like spoilers, go ahead and turn it off right now. So back in October, it was reported that Lifetime would be airing 3 thrillers featuring Black women. So there was Vanished, Searching for My Sister, starring Tatiana Ali. And then there was Single Black Female, starring Raven Goodwin and Amber Riley. And then there's Linesisters, which we're going to be reviewing today. So I was excited about all 3 because I do like movies with African American women in them. And I know that Corey loves thrillers, so I thought it would be, nice films for us to watch together. Okay, so, but today we're going to be talking about Linesisters. Again, this movie stars LeToya Luckett, Sidora, Kierra Sheard, Taronda Jones, and Morgan Alexandria. And I think the cast is amazing. To me, that was the strongest part of the movie. What do you think, Corey? Did you like the cast?
The cast, only name I recognize is LeToya Luckett. Sorry.
He likes LeToya Luckett.
The only name I recognize is LeToya Luckett. But after seeing the movie, the other casters, they're good, but name recognition alone is just LeToya Luckett. That's all I recognize so far.
Okay. If you listened to gospel music, you might recognize the name Kierra Sheard. She's a gospel artist, and her mom was a famous gospel artist with the Clark sisters. So, and by the way, Lifetime also has a biopic on the Clark sisters, which Kierra Sheard also stars in. So, if you want to check that out, that might be something you might like. Okay, so I'm going to give like a quick recap, and we're going to talk about what we thought of the movie. So the movie starts out with 5 main characters played by the 5 actresses that I just told you about. And the characters are Valerie, Simona, Cassandra, Dominique, and Breon. So they're pledging a sorority, hence the name of the movie, which is Linesisters. And at the start of the movie, they're big sisters, I believe they are. Please forgive me because I've never pledged a sorority, so I'm not up on the Greek lingo. So if I, say anything that's not 100% accurate, please forgive me. And you can comment down below if you need to correct me on anything. But so they're pledging, and the big sisters get upset at one of them. I believe it's Breon. Yeah. Because she lies about being a legacy pledge, which means that someone in her family, usually a mother or grandmother, something like that, pledged the sorority and actually got in. So they were a part of the sorority. So she lied and said that somebody in her family was a part of this sorority, which would make her a legacy pledge. And the sisters get upset about it, and she kind of tries to get her Linesisters to back her up. Yeah, but they don't back her up, which I don't know. I kind of thought was a little
cowardly. But I don't know how the pledge stuff goes either, so I don't know, were they supposed to say anything? Were they supposed to back her up? I mean, they are sisters, supposed to back up their sister, but they left her hanging, basically.
I guess it depends on how badly you want to be in the sorority. It seemed as though Valerie, I think that is LeToya Luckett's character, really wanted to be in the sorority. So
she did look to her first.
She did. Valerie seems to be the leader of the line. So, but they didn't. So that's what happened in the beginning. So,
Brianna got dismissed. She
right.
was told to leave. She was no longer a pledge.
Mm-hmm. And then once she gets dismissed, they all go down to the lake so that they can cross over into the sorority. So they're at the lake, and I guess their final challenge is to drink like a cup of lake water out of the chalice. It's like a chalice that I guess is special to their sorority. Yeah. But
and they do that. They drink out the thing and they think they in. But there's more. You think, all right, we get ready to go and we part of the sisterhood now. But
right. But then Simona decides, yeah, well, in the past, didn't you guys, have to swim across the lake to, the bridge across the lake? And so the big sister said, yeah, that's what they did in the past, but we stopped doing that because somebody drowned. Now.
Almost drowned.
Almost drowned.
Almost.
Okay.
Someone almost drowned, so they cut it out. Plus, all the hazing rules now, so they cut it out for safety reasons.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind that it is nighttime and it's pitch black, and they're at this lake where it's just
nothing's there but the lake.
Basically. So, but that does not keep Simona from wanting to do it the same way that the past pledges did it. So she says, well, I'm just going to go into this lake and I'm going to swim across to the bridge just like the people before me did it because I don't want a free pass. So that's what she does. And then, of course, her sisters decide to back her up. So they all jump in. And then even, I think, the big sister jumps in, even though she tries to stop them.
She tries to stop them, but she only jumped in after one of the sisters came. Obviously, one of the sisters wasn't going to make it to the little platform.
Oh, yeah.
She was getting ready to, for all intents and purposes, drown, because she wasn't going to make it.
Right.
So the big sister, Jody, jumped in to help save her.
Right. Now, let me preference this next statement by saying this is a spoiler alert. Okay, So turn this video off right now if you do not want to have a spoiler for this movie. Okay. The big sister does end up drowning, and I don't know if they ever found her body, but they had a memorial for her, so she.
It was never said that the body was found because they did try to find her. I think with Valerie and one of the other sister, I forgot the name, but it was dark. The lake was deep. They went in for a second but couldn't find her, and they came back up and said we can't find her. And so hence a memorial scene took place, but they never confirmed if the body was found or not.
Right. Okay, so then they jump ahead 15 years in the movie.
But before we go there, about the whole thing about what caught me funny was that they didn't back Homegirl up during the line, but when Homegirl jumped into the water, they backed her up.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I mean,
I didn't even think of that, but you're right.
They backed her up. They didn't have to jump in the water with her.
Yeah, that's true.
Simone could have went by herself, but to a person, Valerie again. She was the first one to co-sign on, and she jumped in, and the other two followed. Why they did it then and backed Simone up and didn't back Greene up, I don't know. But I just thought that was
I didn't even think of that, but that is odd. Okay, so then they jump ahead 15 years later, and they're having this reunion, and Valerie decides that she's going to, get a house for them to stay in and everything, and it's this big white house, and Dominique calls it a plantation.
It looked like a plantation.
It did look like a plantation, but Valerie says that it was built in 1940, so
it makes it not a plantation.
I guess.
But it looked like a plantation.
But that's where they stayed.
That's where they stayed. 3 people staying in this huge
giant house. Right. Okay, so it's already kind of creepy. Okay, so It's only the three of them because they haven't been speaking to Simona after the lake accident, so it seems like they kind of hold a little bit of a grudge. So they run into some of the sisters in their sorority who are also still upset with them over the drowning incident, and they seem like they blame them for
what happened to Jody.
Right. Now, if that were you, would you blame them for what happened to Jody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Jody, she told him, "Don't go. We don't do this no more.
Yeah.
Don't go in the water."
She did.
I mean, don't go in the water. But they did. All four of them did. They all went in.
Mm-hmm.
They came back. Jody didn't. Jody was the I think she was the ancient. Oh, can't say that, huh? She was the big sister, and she was the big sister, and I think Ashley was the other sister,
Mm-hmm.
the big sister you was talking about, and so Ashley still felt they were responsible for Jody. So 15 years later, we don't know what happened, what communications they had in that 15-year span. All we know at the reunion, Ashley and they were still upset with that trio of with the four of them basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they run into them. They're upset. So, but then they go home to this plantation, and while they're staying there, some strange things happen even on the first night. So, for example, Dominique finds a snake in her bed, and then it was the next day that they found out someone had bleached their stuff.
Bleached all their clothes.
Now they had left the house.
Well, let's back up because we were saying why didn't they just leave then and there? But in order to get to this thing, they had to take a ferry over, so they just couldn't leave. They were pretty much. I mean, I guess they could have went to another place to stay, but getting off that particular island or whatever it is, wherever they're at, the only way to get there was the ferry to get back to the mainland, if that's what you want to call it. But they were pretty much stuck in that house unless they wanted to go stay someplace else. But as Valerie mentioned, I paid all this money, so we staying here. And
yeah,
like we said, Valerie is the leader of the group, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't gotten to everything that went on. They find a snake in Dominique's bed, and somebody bleaches their stuff in the kitchen sink. So they were gone while that happened. So that means somebody was in the house. Somebody had to come into the house to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody has access to the house,
why are you staying there?
right? But and then let's see what else. They cooked dinner, and then somebody put some. I think it was fennel they put into Dominique's food.
Something that she's allergic to.
Mm-hmm. And then Valerie had to pull out the EpiPen and stab her, and then the audience sees that there's this hooded figure that's been following them, and the hooded figure is in the windows and just like even at the supermarket. So that's what.
Okay, you go you go to a market and you in Jabberwocky fame, got a Jabberwocky style mask on, but you see the mask at the beginning of the show when they're pledging.
Mm-hmm.
But in a hoodie, Jabberwocky style mask, walking around the market, nobody else sees this person walking around the market with the hoodie. I mean, stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, Lifetime is known for their campiness and
But
just.
Come on now.
But it's a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not. Believe it or not, I've watched Lifetime movies. It's not even as campy as some of their stuff. So, I mean,
I could take her for I don't know. It's like if I'm walking around in the market, I see someone in a hoodie,
I know,
and a Jabberwocky mask. I'm looking at them twice. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's
anyway.
interesting. Okay, so Simona follows them after the whole incident with the bleach, and then they figure somebody's in the house, so then they start taking out knives.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique is saging the house and stuff, trying to get the evil spirits out, I guess. And they get knives and they're hunting around and stuff, looking for whoever's in the house. But then Simona shows up because Simona believes that she was invited. But Valerie lets her know that no, she was not invited. So she and Valerie have it out, and they argue a little bit. So we get a showdown between Valerie and Simona. They don't fight, but they just argue about the night of the lake drowning. So do you think that Valerie was too hard on Simona?
She was holding it for 15 years. I don't know if I would still hold the grudge after 15 years. But we don't know what took place in the course of those 15 years. They just, the night
like
happened.
They didn't talk at all.
They didn't talk. It sounded like she held a grudge, and she held on to it for the period of time between the drowning and the reunion. And so yeah, they had it out, and Valerie, being how she is and how stuff, I can see her holding a grudge. Just knowing the character.
I'm the type of person that holds a grudge, so yeah, I'd probably hold the grudge.
Someone died.
Yeah,
someone died. They were in. You didn't have to go. They were in the sisterhood. You didn't have to do what I think was selfish of what Simone did. They were in.
Yeah, Simona is just. What did they call her? Her nickname when she was pledging was like "Set It Off" or something like that. Yeah. So we already know that her character is just like team too much. She's just over the top. So that's probably something that she does. But so as the movie goes on, so Simona shows up and they have it out, but then they kind of get back to an okay place. Mm-hmm. So as the movie goes on, we get more weird things happening because they do stay. They don't leave. They decide to stay. They have some fun. They go to the beach. They go to the club. And weird things keep happening. So, for example, Cassandra gets locked in a bathroom stall when they go to the club. And then there's like toilet water flooding on the floor or whatever. And we know it's toilet water because they comment about her smell on the way home. And then we also get a scene with Cassandra's ex-husband acting a fool at the club. And then later on that night, he shows up. He encounters the hooded figure outside of the house. And I'm not going to give you guys another spoiler, but maybe a little one. I will say it does not end well for him.
She just spoiled it, didn't she?
But anyway, so he goes to the house, doesn't end well for him. And then after they get home, they realize that, I can't remember how they found out that there was someone lurking around the house. Like, why did they initially go outside?
They got the text.
Cassandra
got a text from the husband saying, "Meet me somewhere in the backyard or something."
Okay.
So or whatnot. And so the three of them, Cassandra's up changing. She wasn't even there. She went up and changed.
Right.
So so Simona's the one who actually takes the text, and she goes out to the yard to meet the husband, and she goes out the yard and try not to give any more spoilers, but she goes out to the yard and she doesn't come back. And
you made it sound a lot worse than what it
was. Well, I ain't trying to do the spoilers, but she doesn't come back to meet the other ladies. And at this time, Cassandra, I guess she's up changing to getting the bath smell off of her. And while Simona's out there, I guess the other two, no. That's when they get Cassandra because the other two are still out there. They go to look for her.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra comes downstairs. You don't see Cassandra. Then you see the actual hood figure capture the other two friends.
Right.
And then we get ready, set, and it pretty much sets up for the big reveal at the end of the show, which
we won't give you that spoiler, but we will say that they do get captured, and then that leads to everything culminating at the end of the film. Yeah. So, what did you think of the movie? Like, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Being that I'm not a Lifetime person and just movies in general, I mean, it's your typical. Because when I watch it, I always try to figure out who it is, and if I'm able to figure out who it was that's doing the stuff, then I tend to rate it a little bit lower because they didn't trick me. So you gotta be able to trick me for me to give it a real good rating.
You figured it out in the first 3 minutes.
But I figured it out relatively quick. But with that being said, I think it still played out well. There's some things that were sort of didn't make much sense, but it's a Lifetime movie, so, and she already said it's sort of campy, but given that, it's a good watch. It's a good watch. 6 to 7, I would give it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it kept me entertained. If you keep me entertained where I'm not going to want to turn it off, and I try to give a little more, leeway for films with predominantly black cast. So yeah, it was good. It kept me entertained out and whatnot. So
okay, I liked it, and I'm not a fan of thrillers. Like, if it's a thriller, it has to have a really good storyline for me, or it has to be fun, have a little bit of humor. I would give it a 7. Like you, I'd give it a 6 or a 7, but closer to a 7. It did have some campiness because it was on Lifetime, but it wasn't. Well, now that we're reviewing it, it was pretty campy. It's fine though. It wasn't much of a thriller to me. Like, if you know me, I'm very scary. So, like, I will scream in a movie theater. Yeah, it doesn't. So, but I did not jump at any point in this movie. So
yeah, so if you're looking to be scared, this ain't it.
Yeah, it's not a scary. It's not a thriller. There were some things that were hard for me to believe. Like, for example, I just kept thinking the whole time, why are they still there? And there has to be somewhere else to stay on the island. And even if they had to stay there just for that night, they should have left in the morning. But they ended up just staying there. And then the thing that you said about them not supporting that one sister, but supporting the other one by jumping into a lake.
I mean, to me, it would be a lot easier just to say, come on now, she can stay.
Well, they weren't going to let her stay.
They weren't going to let her stay.
They would have had to just not, just giving up on pledging the sorority, which obviously all four of them wanted that really bad because they left their friend hanging.
And I'm sorry, but getting in the lake, I know how y'all are about y'all's hair. They ain't getting in the water if they don't have to. Why you getting in the water if you don't have to? You getting in the water, you don't have to.
No.
You ain't getting in the water if you don't have to.
I wouldn't have been out there.
You ain't getting in the water if you don't have to. And their hair was on point, I pretty much believe. You ain't getting in the water.
I wouldn't even drink the lake. When I saw them drinking,
but that was just, as soon as they, if sisters don't get in the water,
yeah.
We ain't getting in the water unless we have to.
I will say I'm glad that they did not play up the stereotype.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is a stereotype that black women can't swim or black women don't like to get their hair wet. So it's nice and refreshing that they didn't play up that stereotype. Except for the one girl that didn't know how to swim. But the rest of them did. And they jumped in. We got their nice little hairdos wet. And it was fine,
Yeah.
but
But,
yeah,
it wasn't too much, but
I just like you said. Now that you mentioned it, I can't get it out of my mind that they didn't support the one friend, but they supported the other friend. But you know,
what it is.
It pushed the storyline forward.
It had to. Gotta do some stuff to push the line forward, to push the story forward to get to its conclusion, which it did. Served its purpose. So. Yeah.
But I do absolutely love that Lifetime and a lot of these other cable channels are starting to. Well, not starting. They have been doing it, but they're really doing it a lot more now with the TV movies, making them more diverse, and with the Christmas movies, I do like Christmas movies too, and so easy to find movies now with African Americans in it, the Christmas movies and the Lifetime movies. So I do like that, and I like the friendship between them. I love female friendships, and I did like the friendship between them. They looked like they were having a lot of fun, and it seemed very authentic to me. I like to watch them interact, and I think all the characters were well-rounded, even though, they had their little stereotypical characters. Yeah. They weren't caricatures, though, but they did have, they had Valerie, who was like the responsible one. And
each one had their role, a very defined role, within their group.
But it wasn't. Sometimes it's too much to where it becomes a caricature, but I think they did that part just right. It was nice character development, and the cast was amazing. The acting was good. So I thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah. We'll think you'll enjoy it,
Yeah.
But, okay.
So that was our recap and review of Line Sisters. If you've seen it, please comment down below and let us know what you thought of it. Again, it's on Lifetime. It should be out now, obviously, because we've seen it. So, but thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you enjoy content like this, we will be putting up more recaps and reviews of movies and television. So if you like that kind of thing, please feel free to subscribe to us. And again, comment down below and let us know what you thought of the movie. Thank you so much for watching, and
until next time.
Bye.
Bye.